Hey guys, what's going on? Druzy here, back again with another South Park Phone Destroyer video, and at the end of this video I will open up my Team Wars reward pack for this last week, as well as vote on our cards for this upcoming week, or at least talk about the votes that I will be picking for our upcoming week here in Team Wars. But I wanted to talk real quickly about the balance changes, which is the most important part of this video. So there is a new week here. The weekly timetable was literally posted just a couple minutes before I started recording here. So it's Cartman's birthday apparently this weekend, so there's been lots of celebration around that. So there is going to be a event both for Cartman on Tuesday through Wednesday and on Thursday through Friday. And then of course we finally get Chaos Mode for the first time, which the first Chaos Mode is going to be called Invincible Cartman Chaos. And we'll talk about the Invincible Cartman Chaos real fast. So Wednesday will also feature our very first Chaos Mode. We're excited to see what you all think, as we'll be launching this new mode on July 1st. We'll be streaming with the... We'll be starting, I'm sorry, they are not streaming, my bad. With the Invincible Cartman event, Cartman cards will cost 1 energy point and have increased stats and are summoned with their speeds increased. So it's going to be interesting to see some of the different deck combinations people will be using with the different Cartman cards. So that could be interesting to play out. I feel like Asimo will be played the most, just to be honest with you. And maybe Grandmaster Cartman, but I feel like Asimo will probably be played the most. Because remember, the cards are stable at a certain point, like they're maxed out as far as where they land. So it make more sense to either play Sheriff or one of the epic Cartmans versus a legendary version. And then on Thursday and Friday they'll be running a mission event around the Coon. These are the Coon cards. And then on the weekend there will be a President Garrison weekend card use event as well, and that is listed down below here. But these are what we really care about, right? The balance changes that are upcoming. Now, I will make a mention to you guys. Also, please be aware that we put some extra changes into July's update, as there will be no balance changes coming up in August. So last year, they did not have any balance changes in August, and they're not doing that again this year, as some of you remember from last year. But I know that we have a lot more new kits now, so I thought it'd only be fair to give you a heads up. So these are the only balance changes we are going to see for the rest of the summer. So there are 5 cards here, so that is a plus, that it's not just 2. But let's look at them more in depth. So Underpants Gnomes getting reduced attack by 20%. That's a start with Underpants Gnomes, and I think that will bring them a little bit more to balance, because Underpants Gnomes are worth way too much value right now in the current meta, and they're swarming all over the place. I don't think this is going to remove them at all. I think it's just going to bring them hopefully more in line here. Visitors reduce health by 10%. That's going to be a little bit helpful, but a little bit easier to kill them. They are kind of annoying to kill sometimes, and it feels like it can be rough to deal with. I guess they're really just trying to focus on the swarm mechanic of fantasy and sci-fi right now that is running rampant in this meta. Call Girl will now spawn a superhero card that costs 4 or more. So this is a nice buff to Call Girl. A lot of people don't view this as a buff, but this is a buff because oftentimes she respawns the card you don't want. So that's interesting. There aren't as many cards that cost 4 or more in the superheroes theme right now so far. I think there's only a couple of them. I could be wrong. I'm not going to try to name all of them because I honestly don't know off the top of my head. I know that the Coon counts. I know that Mintberry Crunch counts. Just to name at least those 2. I'm sure there are definitely others, but I don't know all of them off the top of my head, which I'm sure you guys will list them in here in the comment section. If so, that's good. At least that will give you an idea of who to do that. Some might view this as a nerf. Now, I don't know if this wording is 100% correct. Does it say that it will only spawn a superhero that costs 4 or more, or will it cost any superhero closest to 4 energy? Because that could be 2 completely different things. Like it could spawn Mosquito at 3, or it could spawn, you know, any of the other 3 cost units, Tool Shed, any of those, for example, instead of calling someone like Professor Chaos, or calling someone that's 2 costs like Captain Diabetes or something like that. So this is going to be interesting to see what it does for people that do or do not play Call Girl. A lot of people wanted Call Girl's base stats to be changed. Her attack speed is still insane. If you buffed her damage too much, she'd be too strong. Maybe a health buff would be the only thing with that. I feel like Call Girl's going to get some more love in the future. I don't think this is going to be the only change she's going to get. But this isn't a groundbreaking buff for Call Girl and by any stretch of the imagination, but it is a buff to some degree. I will be interested to see what you guys think about this Call Girl change. Jesus will now spawn behind the nearest ally. This is another tweak to Jesus. He's had 3 tweaks in 4 months. Like, why so much focus on Jesus, guys? Come on, Red Lakes. There are other cards here that need focus other than just Jesus that we need to put this much change into him. I don't see him on ladder at all because nobody has him leveled yet. I'm not saying he's not played on ladder, like high-end legendary ladder is more or less what I'm talking about, but I haven't seen him. I see him only in events when he's a card. That's the only time I've seen Jesus personally. So this is ridiculous, in my opinion, that we've changed one card 3 times in a 4-month span. And granted, all of the changes have been positives for this card, but why so much focus on Jesus? Is Jesus this important to this game that we have to put so much effort into him? Is all I'm asking. I really don't know. And they say, as you can see, we've heard feedback concerning the changes made to Jesus and adjusted his spawn position, as well as the demand for Call Girl to be less random with the cards she brings to the table, which I get both those things, but again, Jesus, why the heavy focus? But last but not least, there is a huge buff coming to Pirate Ship Timmy, as he's getting almost a complete rework, it looks like, to some degree. Increased HP by 25% on his base. Reduced his speed by 51%. That's a bigger buff than people give it credit for. For a range card to have lower speed is huge. Increased explosion range by 50% and remove splash damage. All units in the explosion range will now take the same amount of damage. So yeah, that's a big change for Pirate Ship Timmy. For Adventure Locked accounts like my new Adventure Lock account, I'm going to have to level up Pirate Ship Timmy, because that could be pretty nasty as far as what he's capable of doing here. So yeah, I mean, the only card that needs this much of a rework is Hyperdrive, because it's useless. It's a useless card right now. There are a bunch of cards that need some loving. Jesus is getting all the love right now. Call Girl's finally getting a little bit. Visitors and Underpants Gnomes are kind of being brought back down to reality a little bit, and Pirate Ship Timmy's getting a complete rework. So this is interesting. Does this mean Pirate Ship Timmy's going to be used more rampantly in the meta? In high-level Legendary, maybe not. Maybe. I don't know. There's a lot of people running around with Adventure accounts, or Adventure has seen a resurgence in the meta as far as a focus recently, and especially with Dark Angel Red. Adventure's even more used right now because she can bring back Ekin Craig multiple times. She can bring back a whole bunch of cards multiple times to make them that much more viable. So these are some interesting changes, to say the least. I'd be interested to see what you guys think down below. But let's just get right to the my rewards and all that stuff for Team Wars from this last week. Alright guys, so in this last week, my team, Team Namela, we did win our bracket pretty decisively against Merc Heroes, Space Hunters, English Lads, and Junior Detectives. I feel like Junior Detectives probably and English Lads may not have been in gold very long. I could be wrong. But we did get the win here. So let's see what the first place pack has to offer. Probably no Legendary, because that seems to be my luck in life. 1,500 PvP tickets, 12 Holy Candles, 20 Ancient Fossils. We get 24 Top Secret Trips, 24 Toxic Waste, 5 Land Hands, 24 Energy Drinks, 51 Prayer Beads, 17 Tomes, 23 Futuristic Robots. We get some Lava, which we don't need anymore. 30 Mimsies, which we don't really need either. 26 Labards, I'm okay with that. 5 Ice Snipers, she needs a buff, really bad. 43, oh yes, Thunderbird is 5. That is huge for me. I wish I would have had this before Team Wars this last week, but that's okay. That's huge. I'm really happy for that one. 19 Disarray. The pack is turning around. It's turning around slowly. It just took a little bit of time. And we're going to get a Legendary, so this pack has gotten way better. 7 Sorceress Leanne. This game really wants me to have a level 5 Sorceress Leanne. I've been getting a lot lately. 6 Choir Boy, okay. Please, Satan.
Legendary, open more packs now.
Oh, yes. Oh, the heavens. The heavens have rained on me today. Oh, thank you. Thunderbird, some General Disarray, and Satan. Whew. Oh, this is a good day. A glorious day. A glorious day indeed. Oh my goodness, I have to level up Satan now. Oh. Woo. Let's see. Bam. Take all my gold and all my materials. I've been wanting this for a while. I forget what his level 4 damage boost he gets. I think it's almost 600 damage if my memory serves me right. I think he gets 2 upgrades. Yep, 562. I think that's the only one he gets. I don't think he gets another one. If he does, that would be insane. He does. Holy crap. Okay, so 644. 644 damage, 2152 health, and 106 attack. For Satan there at max level 4. Glorious day. This guy's going into the deck a little bit more often now. So this is a good day for me. Because like I just love playing superheroes and I don't really have a spell card. Like superheroes really don't have a spell. I can utilize Satan with lava, slow everybody down, then just bam. I'm really excited about that play. Some people will be like, "Oh, Druzy, now you're just going to be toxic like everybody else." But we shall see, right? All right, we've been asked not to vote so far this week. As you see, no votes have been cast. But I will discuss what I think for cards this week. So this is interesting. We got Dark Angel Red in the first week that she is a new card. I feel like a lot of teams are going to use her. There is no reason to use Shelly, so Shelly will probably not be voted on. I feel like Dark Angel Red will be for sure, and I feel like more people will use Incan Craig than Medusa Bebe for the chip damage that she can provide on, or he can provide. Wow, he can provide on New Kid, even with the damage to be able to be used as a secondary spell. This is going to be a huge week for my Adventure Lock account that I can actually play in Team Wars this week because there is Adventure and looks like Adventure Mystical are the only 2 themes this week, so that's good for me. So yeah, Aerostorm or Hallelujah. I feel like Hallelujah is not as viable in Team Wars as Aerostorm would be. Aerostorm would be able to eliminate a lot more of these cards. It would be able to help deal with both the Douglases. Both the Butters could die to Aerostorm possibly. You could kill both the Ikes, and you could kill a bunch of Snakes if Medusa was picked, or maybe even finish off Dark Angel Red. A lot of people are not going to have Dark Angel Red to a high level, and they'd have Aerostorm to a much higher level, most likely, to where you could possibly use her as a complete, or use it as a complete wipe card. And Fireball's there as well, but I feel like Unholy Combustion makes way more sense because you have the Randys, and both these Randys are insanely strong in Team Wars. So I feel like Unholy Combustion is going to be used more often. Now this is the weird one, kind of between Nelly or Hercules Clyde. Hercules Clyde is interesting just for the fact that he could be used to stop one of the Randys from summoning a unit. Maybe if they go with Sexy Nun Randy, you could be able to stop them with his Power Bind ability. But if someone went with Shaman Token, you can then cancel that. So that's interesting to see what people go with. So, I mean, on paper, Nelly has the better stats, but is she needed to be used? I don't know. So, I said I'd go with Incan Craig over Medusa Bebe personally. I'd go with Unholy Combustion over Fireball. Terrence Mephisto or Medicine Woman Sharon. Medicine Woman Sharon, hands down, way better, especially in Team Wars. Her healing's going to be huge. If you can keep her alive, there's no Lightning Bolt to worry about her being dealt with right away. And she could survive Aerostorm unless she's at low health. So, unless someone rocks Fireball, Medicine Woman Sharon makes a lot more sense. She's going to be able to keep your push alive way longer. Definitely, I would go... It's going to be weird. It's going to... Based on how your caps look for your team, you could almost argue none of these Ikes matter. It really doesn't. I guess you could say Smuggler Ike could do more damage, sure, than Juice God Ike. But Juice God Ike, you could debate... might give the potential, if he gets one charge off, gives you at least one energy in return. That's almost more value to me than Smuggler Ike. I don't feel like Smuggler Ike's going to be game-changing enough to where he's going to be necessary in this. I mean, he's the stronger of the 2 cards, and probably the one I'd go with more likely than Juice God Ike. But neither of these cards really need to be fully leveled that much. I mean, they're common cards, so they're pretty cheap to level in caps anyways, and there's not a lot of legendaries to choose from. I think there's only just the one. So you're going to have plenty of caps, especially before this is the week before reset. So, I mean, you have plenty of caps to throw around. But in all honesty, either of these Ikes really doesn't matter to me. But Smuggler Ike's the stronger one, so that's the one I would pick. I would say Dark Angel Red for sure. over Shelly. That's not even a debate. I would say Zen Cartman over Sheriff Cartman 100%, just because of his health, the fact that you could slow play him, and you could have Mensch Woman Sharon behind to heal him. Zen Cartman makes a lot more sense than Sheriff. I get that Sheriff has the ability to do damage with his charge ability, but his health is significantly lower than Zen's, so that's not even up for debate. Now, this is going to be the weird one between the two Randys. In all honesty, Pocahontas Randy is better on ladder. Section 9 Randy might be better on Team Wars, but Poco Randy is a monster. He's an absolute monster, especially if you can keep him healed up with his attack speed and his damage output that he can do. Plus, if you can, get Mr. Woman Sharon behind him to keep him alive, I feel like he's a stronger pick over Section 9 Randy. I mean, Section 9 Randy, will spawn the way better summon unit with those little assassin units, but I mean, I'd have to go with Poco Randy, to be honest. Shaman or good old Poseidon Stan. I'd say Poseidon Stan. He got the buff. He's going to be able to slow down units, maybe give you a chance to stay in the fight. Maybe he can slow them down enough to where you can get a better opportunity with an Ink and Beam, or a re-Ink and Beam with Dark Angel Red. So I'd have to say Poseidon Stan. The Douglases, Barrel Dougie's way better than Prophet, as much as I hate to say it, and as much as I hate Douglases, other than General Disarray. It's Barrel Dougie all the way this week. And for the Butters, this is intriguing too. I guess if you guys are really scrapped for caps, definitely Deckhand Butters is going to provide you that heal and provide you a little bit more value, more chances to use with one of the Randys maybe. But Choir Boy Butters, to get that energy boost and just the ridiculous amount of damage he can pump out as a very strong epic assassin, I feel like Choir Boy Butters is the way to go as well. So that's who I would vote for. So a pretty even balance, I feel like, of adventure and stuff. But I feel like a lot of Ink and Dark Angel Red is going to be seen in this week's Team Wars. So that'll be interesting to see and all that good stuff. But yeah, let me know down below what you guys think of the balance changes. A lot of changes are coming, 5. But that's it for the next 2 months. So I know I haven't done a monthly meta for this month, and this month ends tomorrow. I may wait and just do a balance changes after all these changes are done, and just do one for the end of the summer, because if there's not going to be any balance changes in August, I don't feel like the meta is going to shift that much, in all honesty here. So yeah, there may have to wait a few days for this monthly meta to get a test for these new cards, these new changes, and see where they fall and all that good stuff. But both the 2 new additions to the game, Space Pilot Bradley and Dark Angel Red, are definitely G tier cards. They're very, 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 very strong and need reworks when they make balance changes in September. That's all I'm going to say about that. But thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. And until next time, guys, my name is Druzy.